A little noisy in here with the air conditioner running. Alright, so there is a big patch right there where it looks like that actually split. And then we have this piece which broke off. Let's see first, because this thing's somewhat airtight. You've got a groove in the bottom half of the pan, and then in the lid on certain areas there's a mill tongue on it. So you have tongue and groove. If that doesn't line up, then it's going to be problematic. So let's see how off all of this really is. Hold on. Push you back a little bit. Alright, so that mate's good right there. Let me see. That is way off. Look how far that peg is out. That mates and that mates. So this patch is off. Way off. It needs to go back almost, well, not a quarter, maybe an eighth that way. So that actually needs to be, that whole thing needs to be bent inward. Alright, well, this patch is going to have to come off. There we go. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but that is severely warped. This may not go back together. Oh, and I'm gonna be having some problems if this don't go back together. Oh, you know what? There's silicone down in there. That doesn't help. Look how off that is. I mean, that's better. Now, where does this need to go? Needs to go right there. And that stress right there needs to be released. We'll worry about filling the gaps in a minute. My gloves on. That is going to have to be riveted together. And I'm going to have to get a couple of rivets and some aluminum strip, and we're going to have to attach that while it's on here, and then we can work on getting that to realign. Yeah, I think we can save it. I think it'll be a good fix too, and we won't need a ton of fiberglass. Just a little bit of silicone on the inside to seal the crack there when we're done. I'm gonna let that cool where it is, and I'll go get the rivets and stuff. A little piece of leftover 18 gauge from the fender well repairs. I think I'm gonna bend that to fit. Drill a couple of holes, and then I've got these are large head aluminum exploding rivets, and when you pull them down, that's what they do. They flower out in 4 directions and curl up evenly, instead of having a tail that just kind of bends over and grabs one place. It pulls evenly up against the back of the head, which is great for plastic repairs or basically anything thin, sheet metal. You can use these to spot them together. That actually needs to be bent. By the way, a little bit. Yep, let it right there will work. I just got to drill a hole there and there. Probably we'll go do that on the drill press. to match the diameter of the rivet, and then we'll line it up, drill through the plastic here, rivet it on. We should have plenty of room for the head of the rivet. Yeah, I just have to make sure this one, that the head is a little closer to the outside, like right there. I'll be back. I think I'm gonna put that one in first. Sometimes they can be a pain to pop. Oh man, that was tight. Hold on. Let me see if I can. There it goes. Woo! Okay. Did not want to pop. Make sure we're still lined up. Looks like we are. We're still in the groove. Those didn't even flower out completely, and they held it. That right there needs to be heated and bent over a little bit. Huh. Line dried up. Yes. Okay, so now let me grab one of those and I'll show you what it does. I don't want to waste too many of them. They're not that expensive, but they're not as cheap as Harbor Freight or Home Depot rivets either. I can pop it. I'm gonna have to put it down. Nope, I'm not gonna be able to pop that one. But you can see how it grabbed. And they're strong, super strong. Anyway. So I think next, I'll heat that up and smooth it out. Grab a putty knife or something and heat that and level it. I'm thinking I'm gonna check and see if the seam sealer is still good. If the seam sealer is still good, if there's enough left, I'm gonna fill that with seam sealer. don't need the fiberglass anymore. I'm just rocking it back and forth. And we'll smear seam sealer over and it'll level it out well. And most of the front, there's a little bit of a hump right there that I put in it. This is the top anyway. I'm not that concerned about it. It doesn't need to be like flush up against another surface. Gotta be careful with that MAP gas because it will melt it, burn it up in no time. Kind of roll some of this plastic down in there, help bridge it. Gap right there. And the seam sealer will finish it off. I think that looks good. A little chunk right there. Smear it. Preferably with heat-proof glove. Good as old. Let's see if the seam sealer is still good. Let's finish it up. It's almost empty. I don't know if there's any left in there. Well, let me look at that first before I put these gloves on. Oh yeah, there's still some in there, still good. Not much though. I did patches on 2 fender wells and driver's floor pan to place about maybe a foot square smeared out with a trowel, pretty thin. 3/16 thick, maybe 3/8 in a couple of places, but it lasted a while, and there's still, looks like that's the bottom of it. I think there's going to be enough in here to finish fixing this. That's it. Nope, that's the end of it right there. This will provide flexible adhesion, flexible repair for this whole thing, and seal it at the same time. Seal it up best I can. There is a screw hole right there we don't want to cover up completely. I want to make sure this corner is sealed good. Make sure the rivets are sealed up because they do have a hole in them. This will last a lot longer than silicone or RTV ever will. Alright, now let's make sure the screw hole is open, because it will fill that gap right there. Done.